Uh-oh. Quick rant. Suns, new winning streak. Just lost last night versus the Wizards. Incredible game. The Wizards were missing John Wall. Does John Wall have an impact? Obviously, they went into a 4 OT, three overtime game versus the Phoenix Suns, who are a young team on the come up. But I want people to take a listen to what happens when young talent gets the ability to have freedom to just run with it, to just go. Um, Phoenix Suns are one team, but you also have the Sacramento Kings. There's a lot of teams. Sometimes when you have an older All Star that's been there for a while, and he constantly demands the ball. I'm talking about you, LeBron James and the Lakers. He stifles the growth of the other young players for them to become what they could truly become because it's a learning experience in the NBA. In this case, it happens to be the Phoenix Suns are now getting the feel for what the process means as the Philadelphia 76ers have come to know with their process over the years by building through the draft instead of building through trades. What I saw from the Suns, and I'm going to make a point that has nothing to do with growing with your young players. They made the trade for Oubre, okay? There was a log jam at the forward position. Who benefited from this trade was Mikal Bridges, their first round draft pick, who was not seen any time at the beginning of the season. I believe the Suns thought they can make the playoffs, throwing some veterans with Ayton having an immediate impact. With Bridges maybe coming off the bench, they said, you know what, we'll make the playoffs this year. We're gonna make it. Let's just grab a couple players and see what we can do. It didn't turn out that way, right? They had a lot of losses, and now they're saying they're going to clean up their losses and start to build through the process. Now, you're starting to see the reemergence of Josh Jackson, okay, who was with their draft picks, high draft picks. Remember, Josh Jackson a couple years back was the number one rated player in high school. Comparisons to a Tracy McGrady, comparisons not Kobe, but he was up there. He was supposed to be a superstar. Still could become that. I see flashes, however. They're not letting him go with the handle enough like I like to see. One thing I do see as an improvement that will definitely make him at least have a chance to be an all-star, the three-point shot is coming. Great job. In the summertime, Josh Jackson, that's what you need to work on. Great freaking job. You know you have the athleticism. Now you have a three-point shot. So at worst case, you have a 10-year NBA career being a 3-and-D or even a 4-and-D because of his height and his length. Let's get back into Mikal Bridges, a player that is a 3-and-D player right now that just needed time to acclimate. Mikal out of Villanova, high pick. People were questioning. I said get Miles Bridges. I still say get Miles Bridges, but Mikal Bridges is a great body of work. And he's doing pretty good right now. Also, Devin Booker is getting to open up. T.J. Warren has always been a mainstay at Phoenix. I wish he could go to contender and show what he can do. I said he's a Michael Redd type player if he gets somewhere, if he gets to go somewhere. But it's the breathing room that you give these players. Kelly Oubre looked good with the Phoenix Suns. Give these kids breathing room, and then you have a Sacramento Kings type situation. De'Aaron Fox, I told you, best point guard in the draft, for my opinion. What's it looking like now? Okay, I'm not saying I'm God. I mean, basketball guys probably know this. They're looking at it like, yeah, I said that too. De'Aaron Fox was the best. You can't teach that speed, right? The first step is one of the vital points of the NBA. If you can get past somebody, it is critical. Now, if you can get someone past, now if he develops a three-point shot, he will be a top 5 point guard in the NBA, bar none. This summer should be all three-point game, and he has a great teammate in Buddy Hield as well as Bogdan Bogdanovic, who I really love, who I think at some point in time, if he doesn't get enough time, I mean, here I say it, a smaller Luka Doncic potential. Matter of fact, Bojan is reminiscent. Forget about race. I just put race in there because Luka is from the same area, or excuse me, ethnicity. I would say he is more of a Brandon Roy type of guy. Is Bojan Bogdanovic? If given the minutes, I really like him. I like him over Buddy Hield as well. I think he should be starting at that 2 guard position and Buddy come off the bench. However, Buddy's proved me wrong this year. So great job for Buddy for acclimating. But that was because of time, getting acclimated to the game. Marvin Bagley, they're going to give him time. Okay. Um, Willie Cauley-Stein is a great starting center. I think at this point, for what they have some scoring. They need to shore up their bench, and I think they can do that in the draft. Again, they need some 3-and-D players to shore it up. And if they could get a star out of this draft, maybe make a few trades to get a star, like an R.J. Barrett type of jockey, they'll have a future as a contender for the Western Conference Finals champions. Okay, and that's as far as I'm going with the Kings. I think they have that potential with this team. They need to keep a couple defensive players to make that happen. I'll just put that word of caution there. Willie Cauley-Stein can't be the only guy, and he's really not that great defensively from a block perspective. Jumping back into the Phoenix Suns again, appreciation for giving people freedom, but I also want to talk about Jamal Crawford. If you guys are not watching the games, somebody needs to pick up Jamal Crawford. I mean, somebody needs to pick him up. I think it's him that's really helping these young guys. The passing ability of this man, hopefully he's not retiring, giving him room to move. My God, Jamal Crawford, beautiful. I'm watching you. I see you, brother. I'm a nobody with one subscriber, me and myself. But Jamal Crawford, thank you for your performance, the way you're setting up your teammates. I appreciate that. And it's beautiful to watch Jamal Crawford play in the game of basketball, and I think he's one of the reasons why they're succeeding, because he's a vet that can get the players the ball. And I see it. Hopefully other basketball heads are seeing it. And just my rant for the day on the Suns. You can trust the process. And if you have a vet like Jamal Crawford getting your guys the ball, you can be successful. All 4 sports, I'm checking now. Peace.